Whenever you're ready.
I feel about roller skating, excitement, happiness. It's who I am, it's me, it's pretty much my identity now at this point.
Wheels on wheels with Mean Bean.
Hi, I'm Mean Bean, and this is Feels on Wheels, a talk show about roller skating.
Stephy, also known as Shots, is a versatile coach and athlete with expertise in personal training, jam skating, roller derby, park skating, artistic skating, and ice skating. A lifelong skater since age 5, she has competed nationally in artistic, jam, speed, and ice dance, representing Team USA and performing in Champions on Ice. She has over a decade of experience in the fitness industry, including 400 plus hours as a yoga instructor, and has coached skating since 2000. Steph specializes in foundational skills, choreography, partner work, and creative expression across disciplines. Based in the Toronto area, she continues to skate, compete, and coach skaters of all levels worldwide.
Hi, Steffi. Thank you so much for joining me for the interview. You're a legend in the skate community. You've done all kinds of different types of roller skating, and I wanted to know, how did you get started roller skating?
A long time ago. This is also going to reveal my age. 35 years ago. I'm 41. Confession. I was on a school trip as a little one, and at the roller rink, the local roller rink, I fell really hard and dislocated both my shoulders.
Oh.
Yeah, so it was the start of something that was happening where I have funny joints, and sometimes they act up. They dislocate when they want to, which going into the future, doctors have told me keep skating because it helps. So that's probably why I've kept skating, and I love it so much too. I was determined, completely, and I kept falling and hurting myself. My dad said, "You're really bad at this. Let's give you some lessons."
What kind of lessons were they?
Actually, they were jam skating lessons.
Ooh.
Yeah, so that was my first taste of roller skating, was jam skating. So I was originally a jam skater, and it's interesting because coming from Texas on the south, there's little ones that start. I just watched recently on Instagram, there's a competition that happens in the States, and there was probably a kid that was under the age of 10. Skating.
Wow.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. So I went into that, and then I started building up, and then I went into the artistic skating part, and then it goes on and on from there.
I heard you went pretty far in competitions.
Yeah, so in roller skating, it's hard because we always strive for each sport to go to the Olympics, but unfortunately, the Olympic Committee doesn't see it as a Olympic sport because they say that figure skating on ice, it's similar to the artistic roller skating. They just think, okay, it's too alike, we need a different kind of thing, so they've never accepted it. And so the farthest you can go is Worlds and Pan American Games. I qualified for Worlds and competed in Pan American Games. So it was a lot of fun. I had a skating partner, and I was really young, so I was probably about 13, 14.
Wow.
Yeah, I was really young. At that point in time, I was technically the youngest competitor.
Wow.
So I started young. I did everything that I could do in roller skating, and then I transferred to ice. And within 6 months, I was at almost similar advanced level as I was. So it's similar.
Wow.
Yeah, but I love both. I'm very blessed because I got to experience all of it.
Yeah.
And I loved it, but
So it was pair skating then?
Yeah. Technically they call it dance.
Okay.
Yeah, so pairs is more like throwing up in the air and jumps, and for me it's more like partner skating, like ballroom dancing, essentially.
Oh, that's so cool.
With the lifts, but you can only go to a certain height, the body.
You've known some kind of famous people in the skate world. Do you want to mention anything about that?
Yes. It's a little bit of both, for sure. In roller skating, you go to RollerCon, you get to play with all those amazing, beautiful skaters like Skull Eagle. I can go on the list, Freight Train, all those skaters. And it's pretty cool because when we were all younger, we kind of knew of each other. And then as I went and experienced ice skating, it was a different world, right? And then going back into roller derby, I got to see these people again, like Freight Train. I remember seeing them when they were younger and jam skating. I'm like, hey, this is awesome. And then I'm like, you're playing roller derby now? I remember Freight Train's father teaching Freight Train how to jam skate, so it was pretty cool.
Wow, that's wild.
Yeah, it was fun. Ice skating, there's a whole other world, like Oksana Bayo, Elvis Stoico. So there's some crossover with some ice skaters who started in roller
No way.
and transferred over. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so Tara Lipinski, Olympic skater from the US, did that as well. And we used to like compete against each other as well and transfer over. And if it wasn't for her transferring over, I probably wouldn't have either. But I was like, oh, you can do it, I can do it too. And then I also had Johnny Weir, who is a judge for a show. I think it's like a jam skating show in the US. Amazing judge. Yeah, we met when we were kids. Probably doesn't remember me now.
I don't think he's watching this anyway. Let's be real.
I think if he saw me, he'd be like, wait a minute, wait, huh? Yeah, it's such a cool experience to kind of like grow up with each other and stuff. So, yeah, a few famous people for sure.
And Dirty Deborah, I remember.
Dirty
that.
Deborah,
Yeah.
yep, Dirty Deborah. Actually, that connection is pretty fun, is because Dirty Deborah grew up skating with my skating coach, Lisa Friday, who did a lot of competitive skating, and actually Dirty Deborah, I think it's her uncle or grandparent, I can't remember, Bob Labriola, who made a wheel. It's a certain artistic dance wheel, and I used to skate those wheels. So it goes so far back, and I'm pretty sure that I have skating dresses from her that have been hand me down through. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. So it's pretty awesome. Yeah, she's fun.
Oh, I can tell just from videos.
Right?
Yeah, she looks like
That's
a
her
good time.
nice person.
Yeah. I wish.
Right?
Yeah, that's a big time. I know at some point you took up roller derby. When did that happen?
Yes, roller derby happened around the time of early 30s. I had also, just shortly before that, I moved to Canada in 2005, and I went to fashion school, and I thought, I'm tired. I need to just do something else, recover, reinvent myself, do something different. Well, lo and behold, I got brought back in. I didn't have roller skates. I didn't even know where to get them in Canada. I had no clue, and then I had looked it up. I found 2 leagues, and I found a league that was closer to me, so I checked them out. I borrowed a pair of roller skates, and then I was hooked. So
that's Hogtown, right?
That's Hogtown,
Right,
yeah,
nice.
yeah. At the time, it was GTA Roller Girls, and then they switched over. So I played with them for a while, and it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed being a team player because I kind of had with one, a person beside me as a skating partner kind of thing, but a team, that was so exciting. And I had to learn how to depend on my team and trust them and know that they had my back. And there were some moments where I was like, this is where I feel like I should have been all along, So we all say that. We should have been doing this a long time ago, and that's the thing. And so it was really cool because I started there, and then I would go back home to Texas, and I would go and I would kind of see what, check out the local scrimmages, go to some practices out there. So I went and played with them for a little bit, and I did a little bit of bank track, and then I'd come back home. It sent me to fun places for sure.
And what was your derby name?
Okay, so the first original derby name was Cyclone Slam.
Okay.
And then I used to play with the Bombshells as just basically they would kind of get me in to play with them every so often, just like a pickup jammer. They needed the jammers, and I was like, I'm open, let's go. So we were, I think, playing in Hamilton, and I was doing some shots, tequila shots.
Yeah.
And then they all looked at me and they were like, that's not your name, it's shots, tequila shots. And I was like, yeah, let's do it. And then from then on, that was it. So the Bombshells and Hamilton gave me that name.
That's
and
amazing.
I just stuck with it. Yeah, that's it.
And you were in roller derby in the early days. And how long did you play roller derby?
I want to say like between 8 and 9 because COVID happened.
Yeah.
And really, we still had some bonding with the team. We used to do workouts together and stuff. So about that time, that range. And, I thought about going back, but again, revisiting my health with my joints and stuff, I discovered, you know what? Let's not,
Fair.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because why was I there for community?
Yeah.
And then I realized, hey, I can still be with the community and not have to, go through all this stuff. But I miss just hearing that whistle go and just like taking off and sliding through and doing all that fun footwork. And then, taking some hits, receiving and giving. And I do really, really miss it. But I know that I can't,
That's fair.
Yeah. And I still every once in a while on my Instagram be like, well, maybe should I go back? should I go back? And people are like, yeah, you should do it. And then I'm like, okay. And then I'm like, I get excited. And I'm like, no, we can't, you know? But it's really awesome to.
So she may still be convinced.
I
Is what I'm hearing.
There's a chance. There's a chance. I might come back. We will see. We will see.
Maybe just a more recreational league,
Exactly.
you know? Like,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, I think so too. I think so, yeah. I think I have to give myself maybe one more, you know?
I like that.
Right?
I like that a lot, yes.
Yeah.
I want to see you jam. I think that'd be wild. I'm sure there's footage on YouTube somewhere.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's in there. You got to dig deep. Every so often I'll post something, and it's very interesting because I'm like, whoa, I did that, and I was like, I'm looking at myself, and I'm like, you know, watching myself. But in the moment, it's just so free feeling, and just and you hear your coach, you know, yelling with you and doing things, you know, and all, like, it just feels so good, you know, so I miss it for sure, definitely.
I can tell.
I'm very passionate. I got the hands going.
I know. Like,
That's what we know.
I think it's a sign, you know. Also, we're here at a skate park.
Yes.
So you clearly got into skate park skating. When did that start?
Yeah, so that started, I would say, it's been off and on a little bit, now more consistent, because it came more into my life as I retired from Derby because I wanted something else. And I don't know, I've kind of lost track as to, I mean, definitely, maybe I want to say like 5 or 6 years of.
Nice.
Yeah, because it was just by accident that I would go out of town or something and all of a sudden see a skate park. And I always kind of skateboarded, but it was very casual. And so I would kind of bring my skateboard, and then I remember seeing other people in the Derby world park skating, you know? And then I was like, wait, you can do that on roller skates? What? Okay, that makes sense. Let's try that. So I kind of got a little taste of it. I am a person that needs control. I always have to be in control, and I always have to know exactly, like, okay, I got this is safe, and it's going to take me a million tries to do it. And so the struggle with me is so real with park skating, but that's why I love it, because it helps me just kind of breach out and just kind of take away those boundaries of walls and just go for it. To tell you the truth, as much as I've been doing all my skating, my whole entire career and everything else, to tell you the truth, this is probably the best skating that I've ever done. It gives me everything that I need. And I know that I can just do it through my body, and I feel okay doing it. And I know my limitations. There's some tricks that I won't do. And, you know, I have been asked about them and judged a little bit because I don't do them. And I'll just be open and say, you know what? It's not my trick. I don't want to do it, but I want to do something else. And I will say it took me about a year to drop in. When I
I get it.
Right? I was like, I'm not doing it. This is silly. Why would I do it at that height, you know? And I'm like, I don't even like jumping in the water or diving into water. I just gently slide into water.
Yeah.
So it was the same. I would slide into a ramp because I was like, this doesn't feel, you know?
The last time I saw you at the bowl at the yard teaching a bowl workshop, you jumped in backwards. So clearly you got over that.
I did, yeah.
Wow.
And the wild thing is I discovered that I really love backward skating. And I feel safe and secure backward skating. So I started jumping in backwards because I was like, and I do it, you'll see it ever so often. And that's only because I'm like, it's comfortable. It's my safety foot. It's where I am. And then people are like, but why would you choose that? I was like, I have no idea.
That just seems more terrifying.
I'd rather have my back for some reason into the fear than facing it, which doesn't really like, Mags, they're always like, face your fear. And I'm like, no, I'd rather just walk backwards into it.
Probably not see it coming.
Yeah, exactly. Turn my head a little bit. But, yeah.
Speaking of that bowl workshop, you've been teaching different types of skating. You want to talk about how that started and how that's going?
Yeah, I love it. It's awesome. I feel now that's where I'm supposed to be in my skating. It's just really cool to see skaters come from all walks of life and trust. I've got their back and they trust me, and I'm so happy that they're open to that, because it's hard getting someone to trust and understand and get it, you know. And there's times when I've taught something and people will say, well, you know what, I'm having a hard time trying it on my own. I will only do it in lessons, you know. And I kind of have to like help them remove those training wheels a little bit, but you can do it, build that confidence. And so I started coaching at a really young age. because my skating career competitively ended with figure skating competitively at a high level at the age of 19. I had split from my skating partner, and I thought, you know what? Yeah, I need to do something different. And so they integrated me into the programs of teaching the kids learning how to skate. And I used to assist coaches and stuff. I really enjoyed it. I love it. It's pretty awesome. Yeah, so figure skating was the start of it. And then I also functioned like a background of dance, because you have to learn how to do all these off-skate things that help you as a skater. So I used to teach dance, and I did gymnastics. So I kind of all influences each other kind of thing. And I do personal training because I had to do that. It went from the figure skating to a little bit of derby coaching, and then it went into like the park skating, the jam, everything. I do have a lot that I coach, and I want to give everybody everything.
Yeah.
As much. I want to give back as much as I can, because why keep it locked up in me at the end of the day? I want to project and get people interested and get them influenced and stuff. I'm always impressed that you can come in as an adult and coming into this and doing it. I'm always like, wow, because for me, I'm such that perfectionist that I don't know if I could do that. If I could come in as an adult and relearn something, and learn something that I've never, and trust that. I have to give everybody credit for doing that, because it's such a beautiful thing. I mean, and the skaters that are coming out of that are like, it's amazing. Like, they just trust, they know. I'm like, and I want to know, how do you do that? Like, how do you push past those boundaries, And then they'll just say, well, I got support, we support each other, and that's how it is. And then I'm like in tears crying, like, yes, yes. And that's the thing. There's times when I've been at a skate park and there's a skater that I've coached, and they're like, well, what are you working on? And I'm like, you know what, I'm working on just a basic trick. And it's been psyching me out. And then they kind of turn into that little, like, you can do it, you got this. And then I'm like having a moment of a tear. I have to like turn around and like, I got it, okay. Yeah, and there's times when they've reached for my hands and helped me get something. And then I'm like holding them as tight as I can, saying thank you, because it gives back. That's how it gives back to me, and I just love it.
You did it. You did it as an adult. You learned skate park as an adult.
It's true.
So, yeah.
That is true.
Yeah. And you're an excellent teacher. I've taken dance skating lessons from you and park skating lessons. Right now, we're in Toronto. Is this a skate park that you frequent?
I actually live just a 3-minute walk. So this is my local. It's a DIY, so you also don't know what the shape of everything's going to be. It provides pretty much the basic necessities of what you would need in a skate park. And then also sometimes you might have an audience
Yeah.
watching you. You never know what you're going to get at the end of the day, but you just kind of go for it. And yeah, I would say most people, you might get the few odd, that we don't get along and stuff, but normally it's like the park feels it, and there's a lot of protection that happens here. If there's an issue between another skater, skateboarder, or whatever, the people will intervene and say, are you okay? Checking in, which is really nice and pretty cool. And that's what I like about this park. Some parks you can go into, they're beautiful, like the bowls and the street, but sometimes they're so spread out. You have no idea. Someone could be having something happen in the corner and you would never know. And here, everybody's got eyes and ears, and it's nice.
You're no stranger to having people watch you, because outside of skating, you do some modeling.
It's funny because this has been recent that I've now been more public with it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm always like, I've been in the industry since I was a kid, and I've kind of been like in and out. I did more like commercial work and like magazine articles, stuff like that. And so now it's been recent. I also took a break from it because unfortunately in roller derby you can't show up to a shoot or fashion show with bruises and scratches and all the things. So I took a break from it during that time. And also the industry has changed. It's cool to have the tattoos and everything else, and it's more accepted and it feels good. Like I feel like, okay, especially also being in the queer community, that, we feel comfortable. We feel like there should be a place for everybody at the end of the day, and we're not having to be put in categories. It's something cool about that, right? So yeah, I've done some shows. I was doing more photo shoot stuff, but I've done some runway stuff, which is fun. I'm quite short, which I laugh about that because people will say when they meet me in real life, they're like, oh, you are short. I get that comment all the time because on the social media it looks so different because of course I'm in skates, and so I look tall. I was like, yeah, I would like to be tall, but I'm 5'4", so I always perceived runway as like a tall person thing. My sister was a runway model. She's 5'9". My whole family's tall except for me. I don't know what happened. So yeah, it's fun. I do have a fashion show coming up. So I'm going to be walking in Hamilton Fashion Week. So that'll be fun. It's an outdoor fashion show. So there's always something ongoing, but I also want to create safe space for community as well. And you know, some people are like, you know what, I want to do fashion. How do I get into it? So I will help you get into it. I've recommended people, skaters, that I'm like, you know what, you want to do that? Hey, I'll find a way. I'll find a source. It's a lot of fun. It also breaks you out of that feeling of like, you know what, I want to feel good in my own skin, in my own body. And sometimes it's nice to wear these clothes and outfits that you wouldn't normally wear at the end of the day. And you're like, okay, this is fun. And there's been a lot of that in the skating community, that they're starting to like pull skaters through, and like, you know, also the skate fashion. I mean, I love fashion. As you know, I wear some crazy outfits. I mean, today is a statement too. It always, I don't even realize, but sometimes it is. And for you, yeah, I love, yes.
It's fun, yeah. As an outsider from outside of Toronto,
Yeah.
we don't really think of Toronto people as like community minded. Is that more a skate community thing, or
Yeah.
is it broader?
Yeah, I do feel it's a skate community thing. And the reason is, I'll give you an example. Recently, I mean, honestly, people just see roller skates and it's so nostalgic. They want to ask you about, you know, they're curious, you know, and sometimes you're like, yeah, I want to tell people. Sometimes maybe you're having a day and you don't want to, you know, it just depends. It was 2 weeks ago, I had a skater, I was teaching a lesson on the mini ramp there.
Yeah.
And this lovely person came up to me and said, oh, well, you're a quad skater and I have quads, roller skates. Where is this? What's going on? Is there a community? And immediately I had so much information for that. I was like, yeah, you're here and here and here and there and everything else. And I had never met this person before, didn't know them on social media. And I said, you know what, let's link up, let's figure this out. And they actually wanted to find our local Toronto community session of park skaters. And I gave them the information. And I was hoping they would show, but they weren't able to. They were here on a trip. Lo and behold, this skater is like amazing.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, like amazing park skater, and was just so chill and nonchalant about it, and was just like, where are all the skaters? I want to know. I see you, like where, you know? And so it was really cool. So we actually all started communicating with each other, and they're from the UK. I said, you got to come back. Let's do something. Let's do like an evening, like you're visiting, let's do something, right? And so we connected in that way. But community, I can go anywhere around the world and always find a skater.
Yeah.
You know, I bring my skates, I'll go to the skate park, and then it's like, oh wait, you're here. Oh, come. Like I have done couch surfing at people's places where, you know, all of a sudden they're like, you know what, you want to stay a little longer in Spain? Come stay with me, you know? Come have dinner at my parents' place. Well, you need a ride to the airport. It's just such a cool thing. So that's why I think like the skate community is so tight-knit. And you just see, you're like, roller skates, wait a minute, and then it just brings you back. And the thing about Toronto too, there's something beautiful that's happening right now. We're all coming together as roller skaters, as skateboarders, as scooter kids.
Wheel enthusiasts.
Yeah, exactly. We're all starting to kind of see each other and, you know, cheer each other on. It's really cool. There's people that I had met, I don't know, skateboarders like 3 or 4 or 5 years ago, and they'll come up to me and be like, hey, how are you? I remember you at Ashbridge dropping into this boat. What's going on? Oh, this and that. And we just stay connected in some shape or form. It's pretty awesome. And then in Toronto too, it's like, I've had people who are at Ashbridges, they'll drive by on the lakeshore and they're honking their horn and they're scared. I'm like, who is this person? And they'll come in, they're like, I'm sorry I scared you, but hey, I want to say hi. How are you? And they're like, remember me? And it's not even a roller skater. It could be like some person, skateboarder, like I said, blader, anybody. It's pretty awesome. We're kind of all are starting to have each other's back. I think in the beginning, we've had some quad skating here, but it wasn't as in-depth or popular. So there was a little bit of a step back in questioning. I sometimes don't understand that. Sometimes I do. Like it's about lines in skate park. You want to have a little bit of self-awareness, a little bit of taking a step back and letting that person go, and then you go, or even you take the initiative to go, so that way that person knows where you're going. There's a little bit of etiquette that has to happen, and we all have to realize and evaluate that. So it's kind of cool. We're all learning from each other. It's getting better. It wasn't that great in the beginning, but it's getting better.
How did you end up getting involved in coming to Ottawa?
I knew a few skaters from Ottawa that I had played with and against in Derby and stuff. And then I think it was during COVID, I got my own Instagram for just skating. And then I started kind of pulling myself out and posting stuff. And people would say, if you're ever interested in teaching or something, will you come teach us? And I think it was one of those, a little bit of a window of like, hey, if you ever come across, cross our paths, we would love to like have you and stuff. Then I reached out and I was like, you know what, I have some dates. Would anybody be interested in taking a clinic, or something? And this is what I provide. And, I kind of put myself out there and see. And honestly, social media does help for that. Because they can kind of see what you have to offer, which is great because you can send an email and chat and send a photo, but there's nothing like raw footage is the thing,
Yeah.
And word of mouth helps a lot too, but the footage is so important.
Do you struggle with that at all, or?
Yeah, I do, because I'm actually, believe it or not, I am, and I always call myself a little extrovert because I'm a little wild and I get excited, but I also am kind of introvert. When I'm at home, I sit in my chair, I'm part of a book club, I read, I do all, there's times when I'm at home and I don't say a word. If I'm not coaching, when was the last time I talked, And I love music. I always have headphones on. It's my safe space, and I love music, and I get into this trance and this feel, and skating, I do the same thing. It's just nice, but it's hard to keep up with social media. I was late in the game. Definitely. And I'm not really a TikTok person either. I don't even know how that works. The kids will be like, oh, you got Snapchat? No. Facebook is there, but I use it to promote classes, and that's basically it. But it's kind of hard. But also now that the industry of me with skating and modeling and all these things are merging, I've now come to the realization that I am a product of myself, and I have to market myself. People do it for me. It's amazing. I cherish that. I'm grateful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But at the end of the day, I also have to make sure I do the legwork. I have to hustle, because if I don't, it will dissolve. It's hard having a small business and doing something that you love. And I want to continue to try and do it as much as I can. So I appreciate the help and everybody, shouting out. I'm like, thank you, thank you, thank you. It helps so much. And I've said this a few of my postings. I'm a 3 times person. I'll shoot 1, 2, 3, and after that, I'm like, I'm not doing it again. I also like to stay true to myself, where raw footage is so genuine. I love also getting footage of me falling.
Yeah, I heard that.
It's the best,
Yeah, I know.
You're like, I'm going down. Accept it. And I always say, when you're going down, just go into it.
Yeah, own it. Absolutely, 100%.
Always own that fall at the end of the day. I don't know what it is, but that's also me being the extra. Where I'm like, I love it, I've run into people who are just like, we should do footage of this and this and this. And I'm like, no, I'm also that person that I have a hard time of recording a lot. Like, I'll do it solo on my own, but if I'm in a park, maybe I'll run something and then go back and take snippets from it, but I also don't want to get caught up in it. I want to be in my moment, in making it nostalgic for myself as well. Yeah, it's hard sometimes. You just want to skate. And then it's funny because it's like, oh, I won't get the footage. And then I'm in the car and I was like, oh, that was a good trick. I should have.
Today, we're filming on June 21st, which is National Indigenous Day.
I feel honored just to represent my community. It's sometimes hard to find your community and find your identity and who you are, and also to spread the knowledge. Because I'm in a little bit of both of Apache and Comanche, I get an influence of a little bit of everything, and it's really awesome to get a little bit of this and get a little bit of that, and when we're all together as a community, it's pretty awesome to hear about where people have come from, where I've come from, down to like the music we listen to how we speak to each other. I don't know what it is, but there's this connection that you feel, and I always have felt this connection with them in myself, with all of us together, and the music is beautiful. So yeah, today I'm going to be leaving to go to a powwow, and I haven't been in years, and I have time today to do it, and I can't wait to experience it, especially here in Toronto, because I haven't been to one in Toronto yet.
It is Pride Month. It's
Yes.
June. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, it's Pride Month, and everybody, again, like community and support and stuff, and we want to create a space for everybody, but also individuals who feel like they don't feel like they're a part. I want to bring them in and make them feel a part of our community. Everybody is accepted and should be loved and cherished. And also, if you don't feel comfortable, being within, I mean, you can step back and observe, and I love to check in with people and see how they are and stuff. Right now in Toronto, it's really awesome and beautiful. All the things that are happening right now. There's so much. I always say, like, if you're coming into Toronto, I've always got a list of places to go to and see, and Pride is one of those special things. I've always got, no, oh, go to this part of town because this is happening and this, and it's just, it's beautiful. You know, you could be all of a sudden walking down the street and you just turn around and you just see an awesome thing happening in the corner of your eye, and you're like, that's awesome, that's sick. It's Pride Month and we have parades happening, and just come in, enjoy the movement, the environment, and just feel. Even if you're on the sidelines observing, it's still an awesome experience for sure. And everybody is welcome at the end of the day, and there's always support. And yeah, the skating community is awesome with that too. Especially for roller skating, we've got queer community, and also with skateboarding, there's a lot with that, and we're merging those two together, which is really beautiful, and there's some awesome stuff that's happened with that, and so we want to keep that up and keep that happening.
And what's next for you?
Ottawa!
Yeah!
Ottawa's on the list, scheduling those dates, we're going to figure it out. Yeah, that's pretty much it, and just skating all the parks that, you know, I'm able to skate and continue with that, and enjoying the beautiful weather. We stay cooped up for so long in Canada, and winter happens, life changes a little bit, and we're outside, let's enjoy the outside. So yeah, Ottawa, you're on my radar.
We always like to have Steffi come to Ottawa. Thank you so much for your time. This was wonderful.
Thank you so much for having me. I feel about roller skating excitement, happiness. It's who I am, it's me, it's pretty much my identity now at this point. It makes me feel awesome and amazing, and I like to project that on others, and I know that I can't live without it because I love it so much. Even if I'm not able to skate anymore, I still will be here to support until I'm gone off this earth, so yeah.
Trying not to fall is so much fun. Feels on